What's up, YouTube? This is the Hammered Pair bringing you guys my gun collection video. This is my first video, so make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload. All right, let's get into it. First gun first, I got my Glock 19 Gen 5 MOS. So let's safety check this joint. All clear, no issues. Okay, let's get into it. First up here, we got the front slide serrations. We have the front fiber optic sight. We have the Olight flashlight on there. So the only things I've done to this weapon are external. I have not done anything to the barrel or trigger or springs, nothing like that. I like this gun just the way that it is right now. Only thing I would change out is probably this back sight. You see how it hangs over a little bit. I don't mind it, but I may have to change it out. I also have the Talon grips on here. Love this color or love this design pattern. Have nothing but good things to say about these at the range. I haven't concealed carried this weapon yet, so I can't tell you how it feels against my body. But here it goes, and I probably will add a red dot to this gun, but not until I become better with the iron sights. I don't want to skip steps and jump right to a red sight. So that's my Glock 19 Gen 5 MOS. Oh, next we got my Ruger 5.7. Yes, it is the 5.7. And so no, it's not the FN 5.7. I know there are people who love FN, love the 5.7. Leave me a comment about how you think the FN is different or better than this Ruger here, and I will note that. But I love this gun right here. I have no issues with it at all. Perfectly flat shooter. It came out the box the way it is. I may upgrade the trigger one day, but it's not on my to-do list right now. We already have tons of features with this gun. You have the Picatinny rail. You have the lightning cuts. So you have the rear adjustable sights for windage and elevation. You have the 1911 style ambidextrous safety. Red, you're dead. So yeah, this is my Ruger 5.7. Love this gun. So these are the famed 5.7 bullets. These are just standard FMJs. So next, we have my Stag Arms AR-15 build. So this Stag Arms AR-15 lower receiver came stripped when I bought it. It was around 130 bucks, and then I purchased the lower parts receiver kit, which came with the bolt catch, the mag release components, the trigger components, the safety, the grip. I had to buy the pistol brace separate, the buffer spring and tube separate. And so it intimidated me at first. I had bought the lower receiver. I had to kind of source all the parts to make sure I was getting the stuff that I wanted. And honestly, I was also kind of procrastinating because this intimidated me, thinking about putting this together and listening to some of the other people on YouTube and at the gun stores and stuff telling me about detents and springs flying everywhere. Now, what I did do was go and get the proper tools to put it together, which is a armorer's wrench. You'll need some roll punches. You may need an AR-15 block and some tape and a hammer just to make sure that you're not scuffing up and marring the finish on your lower receiver. But you get those things, you take your time, follow the instructions from one of the tutorials. You get those things, you take your time, and you follow the instructions from all the YouTube tutorials, and you'll be fine. You'll, in an hour tops, you'll have this thing together, and you'll be waiting on your upper receiver like me. I ordered my upper receiver about an hour. Really? So you get the proper tools. You take your time, follow the instructions. You'll have this thing put together in about a half an hour to an hour. I didn't lose any springs, any detents. I didn't have any issues. I just took my time, followed the instructions step by step. It gave me a lot of confidence doing that. And so I did purchase a completed upper receiver for this pistol. It's a 10.5 Aero Precision 300 Blackout. But the next one, I'm going to be building from the bottom. I'm going to build the complete lower receiver. I'm going to build the complete upper from scratch. So I will be bringing you guys those videos later. Travel with me on that journey. We can see how that works out together. But yeah, this is my Stag Arms AR-15 pistol build, and I'm waiting on the Aero Precision 300 Blackout upper 10.5 inch. Next, we have another 300 Blackout, but this is a standard rifle, and this is my boy. This is my boy. So this is my BCM Recce 300 Blackout 16-inch rifle. Anybody who knows anything about BCM knows what this is. Once you start to get in your AR-15 game, you know what this is. This thing is a beast. I saw it. I knew I had to buy it. I purchased it immediately. Now, it is key mod, and it is a 16-inch barrel for a 300 Blackout, but I wanted a BCM product very bad. If I could do it all over, I may go with like a 14.5 inch, excuse me, but I'm very happy with this. So let's start from the tip. We got a regular common flash hider. We have the key mod. We have the key mod rail. We have the hand stop, and we have just your basic flip up front sight. Working our way back, we have the 403C Holosun red dot, along with the rear sight pop up as well. Okay, so you just put that back on down. Now, let me talk to you guys about this red dot. I like the red dot. I have no problem with it at all. It's just that the red dot does not like me, or, excuse me, my eyes, because I have an astigmatism, and so the red dot to me looks like a starburst. So I'm glad I went with the older model of the red dot. For me, looks like a starburst and not a crisp red dot. So I'm glad I went with the 403C and not the 503C, which was a little bit more expensive because I did end up buying 2 of these at once. And I'm glad I didn't spend the extra money, knowing now what I did not know then is that I wouldn't be able to see the crisp dot anyway. So saved a couple bucks, got a good red dot, and I'll probably be swapping this red dot off and put it on my pistol build and putting a prism scope on here later on. So those will be the only things I change about this, but I love this BCM rifle. Again, it's the BCM Recce 16 and key mod 300 Blackout. Next, now this rifle and this is my first one. It's a love-hate relationship, which is mostly love now. I understand this rifle better now. I understand what this rifle is trying to be for me and what it's trying to do. So when I first seen this rifle, I was in love. Mostly. I say mostly because I hated this front sight here, this A2 front sight. Man, as soon as I bought it, I watched videos all night on how to take this thing off. I hated it. I wanted that slim, free float rail, you know, that look, that aesthetic. I wanted it so bad. But I didn't have the skills at the time to take this A2 sight off. So I left it alone, and I went and got the Olight flashlight, the pressure pad. I know I need to, I cut the zip tie off for this a couple weeks ago, never got it back on there. Then I got the red dot, and I started to just run the rifle. I started to just take it to the range and shoot it and shoot it and shoot it. And this rifle has done nothing but perform. Every aspect of it, including the A2 front sight, because I didn't have a Holosun at first for a long time before when I had this rifle and I was shooting it, but it was still on target. I was still putting shots on target, downrange, you know, 200 yards ish. I'm still not that great a shooter, but it was doing its job. So yeah, I wanted to take this A2 off so bad. I may still do it in the future and just kind of do the whole upper over. I may end up doing this whole handguard system over. There's no need to do it. It's really just aesthetics at that point. But this gun ran the day I took it out the box, and it has never failed me ever since. Again, this is my Springfield Saint AR-15 and 223-556. Of course, we have the collapsible buttstock. Now, oddly enough, this rifle has a lot of the same features as far as the furniture goes as the BCM, which is a price point above this rifle here, which is not a cheap rifle by any means. So that just goes to show you that the quality was put into this rifle. And so once I really started to run this gun and see it for myself, nothing but good things to say about it. Speaking of, because this is my kind of go-to rifle, this is my everything rifle right now, I'm going to start running steel through it just to make sure that it's able to handle it. I heard a good saying a while back that if it can't eat steel, it shouldn't get brass. So I'm going to make sure she can eat some steel, and I'm going to keep her fed. So yep, this is my Springfield Saint AR-15. And so that's one thing I'll tell you guys, it's kind of a lesson that I learned, is give it a little bit of time with your gun. You know, you first buy it. If you never have run that gun before, you may not like it at first. Just give it a little bit of time before you take it right back to the gun store or you sell it to one of your friends. You may end up loving the gun down the road. So these are the 5 guns I had to show you guys today. There's one more that I will be doing a video on separately. I don't have that gun with me right now, so I'll do a separate review and upgrades video for that pistol when I get it. So with that said, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notifications, guys. I'll be bringing you a lot more content. Just make sure you are along for the ride. Thank you. Good night.